Hey now, everybody. Welcome to DDO Players News Podcast, where we take a look at the latest news from Dungeons & Dragons Online, as well as the world of the tabletop and beyond. I am your host this evening, Drac. I am joined once again by Mr. Rent Tupone.
Sure, it's always to be here.
Hi, it's always good to have you on. I appreciate it. We're going to jump right in because we actually have quite a bit of DDO news, which is kind of opposite from how it usually is. We usually don't have a lot of news, but we actually have some DDO news. So we're going to get to that first. We're going to start out with a update that came out. This was released yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday, May the 12th. We got an update 49.2 to the latest pack that just came out for the game called Peril of the Planar Eyes. In update 49.2, we have some combat fixes. Many shots animation will now scale with attack speed while standing still. It was already scaling properly with attack speed while moving. Guess there was a problem with it when you were standing still. That is now fixed. And the pause between attacking with thrown weapon and reloading a thrown weapon is now properly modified by your thrown weapon attack speed. This had previously been erroneously modified by your bow attack speed.
Those are two separate attack speeds.
Yes, those are two very separate attack things that were unfortunately not working correctly. Now it is fixed. Also, some enhancement work. The key shout is now properly using your concentration modifier instead of your intimidate modifier. Which makes sense for key, because that would be a concentration type thing and not a intimidate, shouty thing. So all this makes sense so far. They fixed a few items as well. They fixed an issue with the bone pause on the aspect of the Wild Hunt helmet that was not updating the appearance of wolf form correctly. Note that the special visual only applies on wolves. Blade Forged now consistently, it's a hard word to say, show their correct body appearance when they are wearing docents and cosmetic docents that are meant to show your basic body appearance beneath their gear. I've never played a Blade Forge, so...
They're just spiky.
They are. They're very spiky. That's basically all you got if you're a Blade Forge. You're just one big spike is basically what it boils down to. When you're using DDO Store Cosmetics preview option, Blade Forged now show the same coloring in their preview that the item preview corresponds to actually has when it is equipped. Again, Blade Forged have all sorts of problems, apparently. Like I said, never played a Blade Forge. If you love Blade Forge, more power to you. Just no desire here to play one, but good on you. DDO Store Cosmetic Docents that had their colors disrupted several updates ago should now have their proper colors restored. And the Sorakel set bonus now applies its correct effect. They did fix quite a few quest and adventure areas as well. In a Frosty Reception dungeon, it fixed a bug where the hag boss was getting her level 9 spells on heroic, normal, and hard instead of epic elite. Okay, let's read that again to see if I understand that. They fixed a bug with the hag boss where she was getting her level 9 spells on heroic, normal, and hard instead of epic elite.
So she was OP.
She was way OP.
Yeah. At normal and hard.
Like you were.
Why it was so hard?
Like you were dead is what that boils down to. Oh my god! They also corrected an issue where the Baroness would sometimes not properly give you your reward at the end of the quest, which is another good thing because if I do a quest, I want a dang reward, you know? It's
exactly. Oh, that's the worst, to go through an entire thing and then have it bug out at the end and be like,
yeah, it's like, what's this? Where's my stuff, man? Where's my stuff? In the Beautiful Nightmares dungeon, previously non-skippable cut scenes can now be skipped. They also corrected an issue that could cause fire elements not to spawn, and that prevented quest completion. And several quests have had bugs corrected related to Z fighting and stuck spots. Another always good thing. And the last thing in this little teeny update, not a big update, but some good stuff got fixed, though, which is always a good thing. The melee attack speed and range attack speed on the main page of the character sheet now properly includes feat-based bonus attack speeds. And double strike, double shot, melee attack speed, range attack speed, and bypass deflection on the main page of the character sheet no longer shows decimal values to those stats.
I don't recall seeing decimal values, but yeah, that's good.
I have not looked at my character sheet for a long time on that little tab, so I don't know, but okay. I mean, I guess I'm kind of dumb in the aspect what's so bad about seeing decimal values there?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't see like your full, actually what you're doing maybe if it's a decimal value, could be. I don't know. That I'm not sure about. So that is update 49.2. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I was wondering, so the melee attack speed and the range attack speed, two separate things. So what is the thrown item based on, if not ranged attack speed? Is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there is, if you, in one of the trees, I think you can actually put points into if you're going to use thrown items. So you actually get a totally separate. I've never used thrown items, to be honest, so I'm not the person to answer this question, but I'm sure somebody out there will yell at me and say, you are so stupid. The answer to it is this. So podcast at ddoplayers.com or respond to the YouTube video or post a reply over on the site if you know the answer to that. But yeah, I think it's a totally separate thing that you actually can put points into in one of the trees, I think.
Interesting, because I know the alchemist that I have, kind of when you go up through the alchemist tree, there is a thing where you can basically get many shot for thrown things. And, I never had a thrower build, so I have to experiment and see what that's all about.
Yeah, see, that's like me. I've never done a thrower at all.
Right. And I know thrower builds were a thing maybe a couple years ago when people started with shurikens and stuff.
Yeah,
thrower build.
Didn't there used to be like what people were calling like a Batman build for a while?
Right.
That was super popular. Yeah.
Right. So I never looked into it or saw how to kind of max that out. So it's interesting. I have to look into that. So, I'm curious to see how these fixes are going now, because I know the last big update, they did a lot to kind of reduce server lag by... Yeah,
and I unfortunately haven't played since then, so I don't know if that... From what I've heard, and I kind of glanced over at the forums just to see if anybody was really saying anything, I think overall they did do a decent job at that. I think it's better. Of course, there's still lag, which, let's just be honest, there's always going to be lag, but I think it is better. I mean, you've probably played since I played, so have you noticed anything better in server lag or game performance?
To be honest, we play on Wayfinder, which is probably the least
right, exactly,
in the world, right? It's like us and 10 Germans. So
right, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So generally speaking, I hardly ever notice any server lag over there. But during the hardcore league, playing over there, it was weird how much lag, you'd experience, like just walking into a place and just you and a couple hirelings, and there'd be like very strange lag. But, and again, nothing I'm used to, because being on Wayfinder, it was just never a thing. But I guess the population was so high over on the hardcore.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But so haven't been there since my hardcore guy died. So
I didn't know your hardcore guy died. Oh, that's sad.
He fried, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a fun trip. But so it's interesting to see if that works. I read all the descriptions of how they it was a mathy thing.
Yeah, it was super mathy and super crunchy, and it was like way above my head. I was like, I'm totally lost on all this, but sounds cool. Thumbs up to you.
Exactly.
It's kind of one of those. It's like, cool, go for it. It's like,
yeah, I just want to see like bigger numbers and like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I just want to like hit things and kill things and have no lag and cool.
Right.
But yeah, so there you go. That is our update 49.2. Also, in the world of DDO, Quarterman posted over on the forums that support is ending for Windows XP.
Oh, speaking of RIP.
Yeah, ooh, RIP XP, we hardly knew ya. Dungeons & Dragons Online will be deprecating support for Windows XP and earlier operating systems as of July 21st, 2021. All of your characters and your progress will remain. You may continue to play the game by running DDO on a Windows 7 or newer operating system. Players who need to contact account support can do so at help.standingstonegames.com. Thank you. Okay, my biggest response to this is coming from my IT background and the IT person in me. If you're still running Windows XP and you're on the internet, you're a brave soul, my friend.
Rolls and Swiss cheese.
Because Windows XP is, God, I'm trying to think of when Microsoft ended support for it. It's been, God, 2019, maybe 2018, something like that. There's been no support for it. So whatever security flaws or holes are there, they're there. And it ain't getting fixed. And if you are brave enough to take a Windows XP computer on the internet, I bow to you, but the IT person in me is cringing at the thought.
Right?
So that harkens the question, are there people that are actually still playing on an XP computer?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I have actually I have a Windows 95 thing running.
I have a Windows 95 computer, but it's not hooked to the internet. I just use it for like classic gaming to play like old games, because there are some games that you cannot get to run on Windows 10 at all, because even with DOSBox and all doing all that crap, it won't run. So I do have a like retro computer that is, as of, it's like a high-end, I use that in air quotes, high-end Windows 95 system that was, a killer system back in the day. But I use that for some games that I like to play that are like old school games that won't run on 10. But I don't have that hooked up to the internet.
Right, exactly, because that's suicide.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's just like turning on a light. It's like, hack me, take me over, do what you will with me. So I can't understand people. If maybe you have a computer that you've had forever and it's your favorite computer in the world and you've taken loving care of it and it's running Windows XP and it runs great for you, I just applaud you for putting that thing on the internet.
Right. Yes. That makes no sense. I mean, yeah, I guess, but no. If you play games, if you play video games, and you're still running XP,
you can't play any modern games on XP.
No.
I mean,
you're minesweepering it.
Oh yeah, like I can see DDO would run probably okay, because that's okay, so fine.
Sure.
You ain't playing much else other than that, though.
Right.
I mean, like I said, unless you're doing like what I'm doing with my Windows 95 machine and you're playing some like classic games or whatever. All right, cool, that's cool. But then again, don't put the thing on the internet. But
yeah.
So moral of the story is, after July 21st, 2021, you are going to need Windows 7 or a newer operating system. So that would include like Windows 10, what have you. And then Quarterman did answer a question. Fuzzy Duck over on the forums said he's not a programmer myself, but from past experiences with similar things happening to software at my work in the past couple of years, I suspect it's less about immediately no longer working but ensuring compatibility with XP isn't going to be a factor anymore. It'll likely still be more or less work fine, at least for a little while, until new additions and optimizations come along in the game. And Cordovan did say that he was pretty much right on with that. Cordovan said, yes, after this date, we will no longer support Windows XP as an operating system to play DDO with. If it technically still works for a while, great. But there will be no further effort put into maintaining compatibility with Windows XP. So,
fair. Absolutely fair.
Yeah. So after July 21st, hey, it might work for you. That's great. If it does, right on. But you might find a time when they release a patch or something and something changes and it's going to break that. They ain't going to fix it.
And that might be the impetus you need to get, dragged kicking and screaming into the modern age.
Right, exactly. Get yourself a nice Windows 10 computer and, enjoy the modern PC gaming age. Come to us. We have cookies. It's nice over here. Because if you live through the Windows Vista days in gaming, Windows 10 is a breeze. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I think we're showing our age.
We are. No, if you really want me to show our age, do you remember Windows Me?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Good old Windows Me. That was
oh my Lord, I remember that.
That was a nightmare right there.
That lasted a hot minute.
It did.
3 months of Windows Me.
And then Microsoft's like, yeah, that never happened. We're just going to move on from that because that was just a bunch of bullshit. So we're just going to move on and pretend that never happened. And here's this cool new operating system, which, if I remember right, I think Vista was the next one after Me, which was not much better. But
it's so funny though, because Me really did last like a hot minute.
Oh, it did. It was like there and gone, and then it's funny because I think Microsoft, seriously, they do actively try to just sweep it under the rug. It's like, yeah, that never really existed. Windows Me, what are you talking about? We never had a Windows Me or ME. I always said Me, but some people said ME.
Really?
I always said Me, but it was basically Windows Millennium Edition.
Millennium Edition,
yeah, is what it was. And I said most people just called it Me, but I know there's some people it's like, no, excuse me, that is Windows ME. It's like
that's a GIF.
Okay. yeah, exactly. Excuse me, that is not a GIF. That is a GIF. People. And then kind of related but not related, something else Standing Stone Games is doing is they are doing a password reset for dormant accounts. Cordovan posted on the forums, as part of our effort to keep people's game accounts secure, they have reset the passwords for all game accounts that have not been logged into for more than 2 years. Your game account and all of its data does remain intact, but in order to log in, you're going to need to reset your password through the Forgot My Password reset procedure. To further help protect your account, they also recommend that you regularly update your password details and, of course, never share your password with anyone. If you do require further assistance, you can contact account support through help.standingstonegames.com.
Can you imagine having a dormant account for 2 years?
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I mean, I take little breaks from DDO here and there, but not like a 2-year break.
Mm-hmm.
That's just crazy. But yes, so if you do happen to be in that boat and you have been reading about DDO and you've been hearing about all these updates and you're like, man, I should jump back into that game. And you haven't logged in for 2 years and you try to log in and it's like, oh my God, I've been hacked. My password is not working. You haven't been hacked. You just got to reset your password because they reset everybody's. So just keep that in mind if you're one of those people.
Set.
So there you go. That is it for the game news. Other than we do have a latest Chronicle issue. That was DDO Chronicle issue 424. We have community spotlights. The Pit is one of DDO's most infamous quests.
But a love-hate thing.
It is a love-hate thing, and I'm on the hate side of that. But Stream Tom tells you how to get it done quick. So if you want to watch a video how-to, go and watch that. The only time, I will be honest, the one and only time I did enjoy doing the pit is when I did it with you and Lessa.
Oh, that's funny.
That was super enjoyable because I just said, okay, you tell me what to do, and you guys just ran me through, and I just followed you, and I just did what you said. And it was kind of an enjoyable dungeon. I enjoyed that.
It's fun when you got a pit guide, you have a pit pal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need. And I had two of the best, so I was like, okay, cool. Take me, show me, tell me.
I'll tell you what, the pit, what happened was way back when. I think it was about 12 years ago. The pit was.
Now you're showing your age again.
No, really. And I forget what I did. I had like a level 18 character, and I just decided one afternoon I'm going to learn the pit. And I spent about 3 or 4 hours just like.
Oh my God, you're a masochist.
Well, and I wrote notes, and the thing was, I typed some notes up on how to get through the pit. And every time we do the pit, I look for my notes. And the funny thing was, the last time I looked at it, the printout had like a date on it. And honestly, the date on the printout is over a decade old.
My
the print
God!
is faded on the notes. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, that's how long we've been doing the pit.
So there you go. But yeah, if maybe you're newer to the game and you jumped in one time and you're like, I don't understand what's going on. You can watch that video how-to if you're not lucky enough to have Lessa and Rent take you through it like I was. And I think it's the last time I did the pit is when I did it with you guys, and that was a long, long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
In the fanside news section of our Chronicle, DDO Cast is continuing building a melee DPS character. You can get the latest episode for DDO Cast over at ddocast.com. Don't forget, over on Twitch, the official DDO stream channel is your first stop to find DDO on Twitch. Doug Glendower is celebrating a holiday with the giveaway. Voodoo Spice has some coffee and chat. And Brock and friends are together again for the first time. So check out those Twitch streams over on the official DDO channel. Elsewhere on Twitch, lots of other people playing DDO. Skull Priest 1210 levels up on hardcore. And JCat Gaming TV is returning back to DDO. And Arlie Darkfire is heading into the Borderlands. Over on YouTube, Alex is reviewing the Peril of the Planar Eyes pack. Tritang is guiding you through the Bounty Hunter quest. And T4's man? I don't know, that's a weird. It's like T4ZZ M4NN, so I don't know. I think it's Tasman, but he got elite with the 4s, I think, is playing Make Believe. So check out those YouTube videos. It's always cool to see people over on YouTube and elsewhere on Twitch streaming DDO after all these years. It's great that we have.
Fantastic. It really is. I mean, the thing is that the community, we've been playing for so long, but it's nice to see. It's nice to see how other people do things, and it kind of reinvigorates everybody. So yeah,
it does. That stuff out. I agree. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, you can just go YouTube. You can go to the Chronicle and click on all the links to go straight to those videos, and you can probably find other stuff on YouTube because that's what happened. You get going down that YouTube rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden you're watching other videos, and then you spend like hours, and you're like, oh my God, what have I done with my life? I've been watching DDO videos all this time, but it's a cool thing though. We have our Chronicle comment. Given everything your character has seen, how likely is it that they can be surprised by something? This is a really good question this week.
Tell you what, as even though I've played this game for how many years, I still will walk into the unexpected trap. I still haven't memorized where every trap is. And boy, when those things go off, it scares the hell out of me every time. Damn it, oh my God.
It's like, what was that? Oh my God.
Jesus, stop it.
And I still think that kind of along that lines, it's not a trap, but every once in a while we'll be in a dungeon and you'll like run and turn a corner or something in a dungeon, or you'll run into a room and like out of the shadows will come a beholder. And that still kind of freaks the hell out of you because you're like, oh my God, what is that? And then you usually get like, blow up by one of his rays or whatever. And then you're like, oh, that was a beholder. That's what that was. So yeah. I think Yeah, I mean, you still get surprised even after all this time, even though, we quote unquote seen it all. And then to round out our chronicle this week, we have the screenshot of the week, and that is Ursa Minor is taking a snooze in a cave that feels like home. That is the 508th DDO screenshot of the week. And thanks to Ursa for sending that one in. It's a bear on a bed taking a nap. Oh, look at the bear sleeping. And that is our DDO Chronicle issue 424. So we are going to jump over to see what is coming in from the dungeon. There's some news that G4 TV, yes, that G4 TV, and Wizards of the Coast are going to partner for this year's D&D Live 2021. If you're not familiar, D&D Live is something Wizards puts on every year. It is a usually 2-day event where they highlight new and upcoming releases. They have many celebrity games that play. It's always streamed on usually Twitch is where it's streamed. This year they're going to partner with G4 TV.
G4 is back? Is that real?
Yeah, it's real. G4 is coming back. Not in the way that it used to be back, but it is coming back. It's going to be, from what I and this is kind of what I've been trying to figure out, because they haven't really said if it's going to be an actual TV, quote unquote, TV station again. I think it's going to be internet only.
Oh, okay.
But they are going to bring back all of the stuff. So like Attack of the Show's coming back. Oh. Yeah, Attack of the Show.
Amazing.
X-Play's coming back. They have most of all the original people that were on G4 back. I don't think Olivia Munn's coming back though.
I can't imagine. She's like a real star now.
But like Kevin Piera's coming back.
Wow.
Adam Susser's back. I'm pretty sure they said Morgan Webb is coming back. Wow. So I think Allison Hayslips. Yeah. So G4 back in the days come back, but I think it's going to be online only. Plus they've announced some newer people they're bringing on. I've kind of reached out to them to get an official answer, and I haven't heard back from them. But from what I gather, it's going to be online only, but it's going to be just like the G4 that we all loved. Just not
these young
on
whippersnappers
cable.
know.
That's right. They don't know of the G4.
Do you remember what's G4 Tech TV initially?
Yeah, it started out Tech TV, and it was Tech TV, and then I want to say that G4 bought Tech TV, or maybe Tech TV bought G4, and then it was like Tech TV G4 or G4 Tech TV for a while, and then it was just G4, and then it was G4 forever, and then it kind of just died a slow death. And then G4, actually, if I'm not mistaken on this, I think G4 turned into Spike TV.
Oh, you know what? I would think you're right. Maybe not Spike, but yes. Yeah, it did change into something
Yeah,
mainstream.
I think it was Spike TV, and I don't think that lasted very long, because I think that went under too. Mm-hmm. And then G4 just disappeared. And then, I want to say it was late last year. It was July 24, 2020. I put it in the article over on the site. Their Twitter tweeted something after forever. And it just said, "We never stopped playing." And then there was a video. You can go over to the site and click on the article for this. It'll be in the show notes over on ddoplayers.com. And then you can see that tweet they did. And then after that, they just started slowly tweeting other stuff. And then they announced, hey, Attack of the Show's coming back. All that's coming back. But yeah, they're actually partnering with Wizards of the Coast to bring D&D Live. This is going to happen July 16th through the 17th. And after that, they are going to have 4 all-new limited run campaigns that are going to be premiering on G4 this fall.
I will tune in. That is,
yeah, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, so it's just like the D&D lives in the past. They're going to announce new stuff. That's usually where they announce what the fall book is going to be. They announce it on there. They announce all the products. They have some of their partners come on and talk about games. Never DDO. Cough, cough. Hint, hint. Why don't you have DDO on there? You always have Neverwinter on there. Why not DDO?
Right.
Anyway, I digress. So there you go. So yeah, but G4 is coming back. And like I said, I think it's going to be online only, but it's still freaking amazing that G4 is coming back.
That launched Olivia Munn's career.
It did.
That woman took so much abuse on Attack of the Show.
She did.
She was such a good sport about it too. Oh my God. She was.
And God, I miss Attack of the Show so much. Well, and X-Play too, but Attack of the Show was so great.
It really was. It was so irreverent, and it just spoke to the gamer in all of us. I mean, it did. So good.
It did. So yeah, so there you go. Exciting stuff. Wizards of the Coast and G4. So don't miss that. Once again, July. Oh, sorry, I closed my window out. July 16th to the 17th. D&D Live 2021 presented by G4. Let's move over to the tabletop for On the Tabletop. And we have more Gen Con news. Badges for Gen Con. We know when they're going to go on sale. Noon Eastern. Sunday, May 23rd.
The corner.
So 2 weeks from when this... Yeah, 2 weeks from when we record. Should be when this episode first goes up. It'll be 2 weeks as well if you're listening to this later on. Of course... We always talk about the timey-wimey stuff. It's either going to be really, really soon, or they're already on sale, and they're probably sold out.
Now, they're doing a, whatchamacallit? They're still doing what is it? The Insider Day, or the
Trade Day?
Trade Day, yes. They're still doing a Trade Day, yes?
They are still doing that. Yes.
Do you go to the Trade Day as press, or?
I can, yes. I can. I have never done it, but I can... The press badge does allow you to get into that. Maybe this year I might actually try to do that once. I've always said I was going to go, and then I usually do other stuff because that is always on Wednesday, like the day technically before quote unquote Gen Con starts. Mm-hmm. I'm in Indy. I'm at Gen Con on that Wednesday always, but I usually just don't ever go to Trade Day, but I might try to do that. So yes, that's coming back. But once again, badges for the show, noon Eastern on Sunday, May 23rd. A limited number, which they don't say what that number is, but a limited number of 4-day and single-day badges will be on sale that day.
This is exciting. Have you heard today's news from the CDC?
I did, and I was going to ask you about that and bring that up, and you think... How's that going to affect Gen Con, you think? First of all, I guess say what the news was for anybody that maybe doesn't watch the news or doesn't pay that close attention.
Mm-hmm. So as it happens, CDC announced today new guidance as far as mask wearing. So as of today, if you are fully immunized, as in you got both your shots of the Pfizer or the Moderna, or if you've got your single shot of the J&J vaccine, if you are fully immunized, you no longer have to wear a mask. Indoor, outdoor, anywhere. You don't have to wear a mask, according to the CDC. So that is huge. That is absolutely huge. Now, on the flip side, no one's going to stop you if you aren't immune or immunized. So then it becomes a, don't wear a mask at your own risk. But at this point, since there's so much vaccine floating around and anybody who wants a vaccine can essentially schedule it, there's no reason to not get vaccinated and live your life maskless. Now, again, that being said, then masks are certainly not going to be mandatory at Gen Con. I can't imagine.
See, but I wonder if that is still up to the city of Indianapolis, though. I wonder if the city of Indianapolis could say, you still have to wear a mask for this event.
It's hard to say. I mean, they certainly could, but you know, in Pennsylvania where I am, they have essentially said they're lifting every mandate. Now, there are no longer any state or federal mandates, but
right. And in Indiana, where of course I live and where Gen Con takes place, Indiana has lifted all of the state mask mandates, so it's not a state requirement. But they do leave it up to the individual business. So, like, if you're a restaurant and you say, hey, you got to wear a mask in here, you still have to abide by what the business wants. So that's why I don't know. I reached out to Gen Con, but they didn't get back to me in time as we re-record this. Because I know we talked about it last podcast, one of the requirements was going to be the Indiana Convention Center was requiring masks to be worn indoors at all times. That might change now.
Right. So, as it stands, we're months away. We're about, 4 or 5 months out?
Just about, yep.
Yep.
So September 16th is the official first day of Gen Con. So, yeah, we're pretty much... This is like May 13th. So, yeah. So, we're about
4 months out.
Yeah, about 4 months, yeah.
So, that being said, if things continue to get better and not worse, I mean, they're already lifting the 6-foot mandate as well. So, it looks like it's free for all.
It's going to be interesting to see what changes come about from this.
Absolutely.
Then Gen Con did answer some key questions on this. How many badges are available? They said a limited quantity of 4-day and single-day badges are going to be available. That is based on their anticipated attendance cap. No further inventory of 4-day badges will be available once they are sold out. They will have additional single-day badges that may become available in the coming months. So the key takeaway there is if you would like to go to Gen Con and you want a 4-day badge, you best be trying to sign up on May 23rd.
Oh, yes.
Because once the 4-day badges are gone, they are gone. You will not be able to get the 4 days, but they will have some individual day badges available later on in the coming months leading up to the show. And then if you're skipping the in-person convention and you just want to go to Gen Con online, which they're doing again, registration for that is opening on June the 27th. And the question was asked, will more badges become available? And once again, they said it's possible that more single-day badges might become available later on. That is depending on the health and safety protocols as they change. But after the 4-day badges sell out, they're gone. You can follow Gen Con newsletter and on social media outlets for all updates on that. So once again, the key takeaway, if you want a 4-day badge, you best get it when they first go on sale because that's your only shot to get them. What if I donated my badge? Am I able to purchase one? The answer to that is yes. If you did donate your badge back, you should be able to. You should be contacted prior to badge registration via the email you registered with last year. And if you have not received that email by May 22nd, you can reach out to customer service at gencon.com. And then if you rolled your badge over, are you guaranteed a badge for Gen Con 2021? Absolutely, yes, you are. Your badge is already in your Gen Con account under your My Packets page if you did roll over your badge. If you don't see it there and you rolled over your badge, once again, contact customer service at gencon.com and they'll sort that out for you. They also released pricing as well. So Gen Con Indy 2021, once again, they go on sale May the 23rd. 4-day badges are $113. $62 for your Thursday and your Friday badges, $77 for your Saturday badge, $15 for your Sunday badge, and if you are a retail or educator, you can get trade day, and that is $135. And I was trying to remember, well, of course not last year, because sadly we didn't have Gen Con last year,
right?
But the year before, since I usually go on like a press badge, I don't ever think about how much they cost because I don't have to pay for it because I'm press. But weren't they more than $113?
Yes, I believe. Well, not much more.
Okay, I thought that was a little less than what they usually are.
A little less, yes.
It's been quite a while since I actually bought my badge because, like I said, I usually just go as press. So
right, and I bought my badge. I think I bought my badge like 2 years ago, and I just rolled it over. So yeah, I think it's a little more, but not a lot more. So
okay,
I think the 113 is a little less than.
I was trying to look that up, but I couldn't find it readily. But it seemed like to me it was a little more than that. So there you go. But once again, just to reiterate the fact, if you plan on going to Gen Con and you want to go for all 4 days, jump on May 23rd when those 4 days are on sale because we don't know how many there is going to be. And I did find out there is going to be press badges because I did send out a email to my press contact there because I said, okay, I realize that you're having a cap on attendance this year. You're capping badges. Are you going to cap press badges? She kind of hawed around that question, but the kind of answer I got without answering it is yes, they are going to limit press this year. But there will be press badges available. So,
and if all the reporters, I would like you to be there to report for me.
So fingers crossed. I am lucky to get one. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get like a specific number, just like they're not giving specific numbers on how many badges they're gonna have available now, because anybody that rolled the badge over, they count against that cap. So, so fingers crossed, everything works. If that does, we're going to plan on covering the show. I'm going to plan on being there all 4 days. So we'll see how that goes. But
I have a badge. I have a 4-day badge from last year that I rolled over. And since my badge is guaranteed this year, if I rolled it over, if you don't get pressed, you can have my badge.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm telling you right here on live.
Okay. All right.
Podcast. So
it is recorded for all of prosperity.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, You'll be going anyway.
And there you go. Okay. All right. We'll see which way that works out. Then we have a little bit of news from on the screen. Which is going to make me poor, but that's okay. Castlevania is coming back, and that's thanks to Limited Run Games. Limited Run Games, if you're not familiar, they usually take like a classic game and they bring it back physically in the form of usually like some super sweet Uber edition of the game with extras. And then they have a couple other editions. They always bring it back for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So they announced they're doing it for Castlevania. It's called the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Once again, just like all limited run games, going to be available for both PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. Pre-orders are going to start May 14th at 10 a.m. Eastern. The physical edition of the Castlevania let's try that again. Castlevania Anniversary Collection, that's what I wanted to say, will be available in 4 separate editions. The editions are as of follows. The standard version is just going to be the game, while the classic version is going to include a copy of the game, the original soundtrack on CD, a reversible poster, and a retro-style dust sleeve in a nostalgic retro box with metallic ink.
That's so cool.
And then they have the Bloodlines edition that includes a copy of the game, the CD soundtrack, a reversible 18 by 24 poster, That features some art by Tom Dubois, and that is held in a deluxe clamshell case. And then if you want the granddaddy of them all, you can get the Ultimate Edition. Includes the game, the soundtrack, a reversible poster, all new art from the classic Konami cover artist Tom Dubois, a shadow box with lights and sound, a steelbook, a collection of mini replica boxes, the dust sleeve, the box art prints from the original trilogy, an enamel pin, and a physical version of the history of Castlevania.
Dear Lord.
So prices are as follows. The standard edition is $34.99. The Bloodlines edition is $59.99. The classic edition is also $59.99. And the Ultimate edition is going to set you back $174.99. Pre-orders May 14th, but still, that is not bad at all.
No, that's not bad. Plus, if you're old enough to really appreciate Castlevania and all of its incarnations, then you got $179. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly it.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So
anyway,
yeah, May 14th going up for pre-orders. So there you go. And then this, if you don't want to get all the fancy schmancy stuff, it's also going to be available just straight digitally on said platform. So you can get it on Switch and you can get it on PlayStation 4 as well.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, it is. And I was trying to look. I do believe... Yes, I wanted to make sure that I was going to say this right, because I thought I was correct from my memory. But the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which is all the stuff that we just talked about, will feature Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania The Adventure, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania Bloodlines, and Kid Dracula.
Wow.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like nine games.
Worth it.
It's all the quote unquote classic Castlevania games. So yeah, So there you go. And limited run games is just like their name. They are limited run. They don't say how many are produced, but all of their stuff is a one and done. So you best to be going over to the limited run games and pre-order whatever edition you would like, because once they're gone, they're gone. And then if you've ever looked for any of the limited run stuff on eBay after the fact, prepare to have a heart attack at the prices that some of the limited run games go for after the fact. It's insane.
Crazy.
So this is super awesome. I loved Castlevania, of course. I mean, I'm sure nobody is shocked at when I say that I love Castlevania. Everybody's like, "What? You love? No, you didn't like a vampire game? What are you talking about?" Exactly. So there you go. So that might be in my future. I don't know. But with Gen Con coming up, I got to save my money too. So I'm like, God damn you!
Too many things.
Damn you, teasing me with the Castlevania collection. So that's it for all of our news. Let's jump in to our week in gaming. I didn't play any DDO. I had another one of my weird weeks, weird couple last weeks as I've had for a while. So I did get a little bit of gaming in, though. I noticed that Baldur's Gate 3 has had a patch. So I patched that up and started playing that again. Basically, I started over because it had been so long since I played it. And the first time I played it was like right when it came out, and it was in like super alpha state, and it was like so bugged, and it was like just a horrid mess. It's better now, bug-wise. I haven't run into any bugs yet. Baldur's Gate 3 is fun, and I'll put fun with an asterisk.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is an early access game, so things are always changing. The story is amazing, as all Baldur's Gate games are. And right now, this is not, of course, since it's early access, it's not the full quote unquote version of the game. There's still some characters and some races that you can't play yet, but the story is amazing. The cinematics, the voice acting is amazing. Combat is where it's painful.
Oh, really?
Combat is so slow.
Is it based on D&D 3.5?
It's
5.0?
based on 5.0.
Oh,
but it's turn-based, which it should be, as all Baldur's Gate games were turn-based.
Sure. Yes.
So I'm fine with that, but it is just painfully slow to go through combat. Yeah, it's like you do something and then it's standard 5.0 rules, so you can move, you can attack, and then you have a bonus action. So it's just like 5.0. It uses the 5.0 rule set. That's fine. I don't mind that. But I don't understand why combat is so painfully slow. You're just sitting there and you do stuff, and then you gotta wait. Your companions that are with you, they do their stuff, and then monsters attack.
That bogs
and then you're sitting there, and it's like, okay, he moved, he attacked. Oh, he's doing a bonus. Oh, now the other guy, and then you're like, oh my god, it's my turn again. Yeah, it's been. I'll admit it's been ages since I played the other Baldur's Gate games. I played all of Baldur's Gate games, so I played them
going all the way back to like the first boss version.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was a big Baldur's Gate fan from like the beginning. I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I don't remember combat being this painful.
Right, and that was old like 2 or 3.5.
Right,
and you still can slog along.
Right. I don't remember it. Maybe it was, and just I'm looking at it through nostalgic rose-colored glasses. That, it's like, oh, this game was so great, but maybe those games were like a slog for combat. But just be prepared if you jump into this. And once again, it isn't early access, so be prepared for like some bugs and stuff. But since all the patches they've done, it's my gameplay experience that way is much better. It's just combat. Oh my God, combat is just a slog.
See, and that's something that they should really tweak, because again, you could have the mechanics of 5.0, but streamline it so that it's not like...
And they do the mechanics really well. I will give them kudos for that. They translated the D&D 5.0 rule set perfectly into a video game. But I don't understand why it's so painfully slow to set through.
Does it seem like the combat, you're watching a cutscene? Like you execute the combat and then you have to sit and watch it?
Kind of, a little bit. I mean, not so much, but maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so, that's my only complaint, I guess, so far, is just be prepared to kill some time in combat.
Sure.
And the section I'm in, unfortunately, there's a lot of combat. and I just like dread it. I'm like running along and I'm like, oh my God, there's a combat coming up. I could tell it. Oh, yep, there's the combat. Oh my God. So yeah, so there's that. So I don't know. I'm going to jump back more into that and see if maybe I'm just doing something like, I guess not wrong per se, but maybe it's just the way I'm doing combat and it's not that painfully slow. Maybe I don't know. I'll see. And I haven't like watched anybody's videos or anybody's Twitches or whatever. So maybe I'll do that. I'll like watch somebody else and see like if maybe it's just I'm just doing it wrong. And that's why it's so painful for me. I don't know.
I want to check out some videos because I mean, I'm looking at the screenshots. The game looks gorgeous.
It is. The graphics are amazing. It is gorgeous. It is well done. And like I said, the story is just amazing. And the voice acting is some of the best voice acting I've seen in a video game for a long time. It's great until you get to combat.
Then you get slogged through it.
And then it's like, it's pretty, it's amazing to watch, but oh my God, it's painful to do because it's slow as molasses.
Oh, man.
So there's my early take on Baldur's Gate 3, so we'll see. Then elsewhere, did play some tabletop. Played Cthulhu Death May Die. And this was a Come On Kickstarter last year, I think 2 years ago, maybe. My friend actually kickstarted it. If you remember, I think it was 2 years ago because they had the Cthulhu quote unquote mini at Gen Con 2 years ago. If you went by the Come On booth at Gen Con and you remembered seeing the gigantic Cthulhu that was sitting there.
The sculpture was so awesome. Oh my!
That's actually a mini in the game, and that's the board that you play on. You climb Cthulhu in that level. So cool. And he actually has that. I was looking at that, and it's pretty darn impressive. We didn't play that level though, but that's like the end, quote unquote, end game level but yeah, I was reading the scenario setup for that. And yeah, you, in the other part of the game, you have tiles that you're going through and, you're going through the scenario, however they want the scenario set up with your tiles. In that Cthulhu end level, Cthulhu is your tile and you're climbing Cthulhu. It's insane. But, it's basically like any other Cthulhu mythos game. You're set in the 1920s, you're investigators, and you're trying to stop cultists from summoning elder gods. It's nothing new, really. But what is kind of different about this game, though, is instead of slowly going insane, how most Cthulhu games and H.P. Lovecraft type mythos games, there's like a sanity type thing.
Threshold, yes.
Yeah, that eventually you go insane. In Death May Die, you start insane.
Cut to the chase.
So yeah, you have these cards that you draw, and each player gets one of these cards, and that is like I forgot exactly what they call it, but it's basically like your little insane tick that you have.
I love it.
And so there's something negative that affects you all throughout the game, but you start with that. It's not like something you grow into. You start with it. Like mine was, if... I'm trying to think exactly what it was. It was something like when there's like certain levels on your playing card that if you get to a level, you can level up a skill. And if my friend got to his level and he was leveling a skill up and I wasn't by him, something negative happened to me because I had to be by him all the time. So if we ever ended up apart and that happened, it was negative for me.
Right, you got dinged.
Yeah, because I wasn't by him and I need. So yeah, that was mine, and I don't remember what his was. His was like, I don't remember. His was really, really bad though, and basically we kind of got screwed because his was like he damaged anybody that was around him, including other players. And so it was like he would damage me, but I had to be by him or my bad thing happened. So we had to like weigh that. It's like, okay, is it worth me? And mine, I forgot what happened to me. Mine was really bad if I wasn't by him.
Wow.
But it's like, because there was one point when he's like, if I do this, I'm going to level up and you're not by me. But I'm like, well, that's a good thing because I only have 2 health points left, and he did. Yeah, and he did like 3 points of damage like automatically. So I'm like, you would kill me if I was by you, but yeah. So we had to, every time he was going to level up, it's like, okay, I could automatically pull him to me. That was mine. So mine kind of like actually helped in a way, but. He damaged, like, it was nice when there was enemies around him because he damaged them too, but unfortunately he damaged me as well.
Wow.
So, it's you basically roll and you move and you have actions that you do, and there's different scenarios. There's like two acts that you go through, and there's like 12 scenarios in each act. And then throughout the game, there's an elder one that is on another track, and every time one of your mythos cards comes out, that elder one could move up, and if he gets on the board, it's really bad because you failed to basically stop them from summoning him, and that's how we lost. Cthulhu was summoned basically because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. But it's kind of interesting too for a Mythos game that if any of you die before he comes out on the board, the game is over.
Really?
But if he comes out and at least one of you are still alive, you still might have a chance to win.
Oh, that's cool.
You don't automatically win, but you have a shot. The game's not over because one of you is still alive. So, it's kind of an interesting twist on a Cthulhu game. But yeah, it was from CMON, so it's got amazing minis and all of that. Yeah, it's Cthulhu Death May Die. I want to say it was a Kickstarter in like 2018 and it came out in 19, I think. Like late 2019 when the Kickstarter fulfilled, I think. So
very cool. Sounds like a neat mechanic.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Where we only played it with two people, but we decided he has played it solo because you can play it solo, and he said he got killed almost instantly because it was just too much. We lasted for about half hour maybe with two of us. So we decided we want to play with my other two friends. So we want to have a group of 4 and see how long we last because we think it'll be easier with more people. Well, I guess easy is not the best word to use, but we might stand more of a chance with 4 people because it's just there's a lot that you have to do. And of course, each scenario has a different thing that you're trying to do to stop the summoning from happening. And we unfortunately we should have concentrated on doing that aspect more than some other stuff we were doing, and that's how we ended up losing because we weren't paying attention to that. And then it got to the point where it's like there's no way we're going to be able to do what we have to do before he comes out on the board because like in 3 moves he's going to be out of the board. So yeah, it's I think it's a unique twist on the Cthulhu mythos, and God knows there's a crap ton of Cthulhu games out there, so this is a unique twist.
Good deal.
So there you go, and that's pretty much all I did. So what about you, sir? What have you been playing?
Well, a little DDO. Got back into DDO. I've been kind of away from video games for the last couple of weeks because of my new job, but this week I found some time and got back with Tay to do our Light and Dark Clerics. So. Nice. We're kind of going through Threnel, which, when was the last time you went through Threnel?
Oh my God, it's been forever. It's been a long time.
It's such a, most people blow past it, but, we started our characters at level 4.
Okay.
So we're kind of going back and like cleaning up stuff. So Threnel we thought we'd do just to get the dagger and such. But, the extra XP, what is it, the Mantle of the World Shaper, that thing?
Oh, yeah. If you get the... Yeah, because you get the voice in the master, and then the what is the one? Is it? I think the World of the Mantle Shaper, isn't that the one that when you combine the two? I don't know. It's been
something like that.
I don't remember, but yeah.
But it's interesting because, like I said, the light and dark, the light's easy enough to do with the cleric, but I think Tay is kind of monkeying with cleric splashing wizard to get the Pale Master in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it's really kind of...
I assume that's what he was doing for the dark, is he was doing some Pale Master, probably.
Right. But I don't know how it's really kind of hindering his melee ability, because, as a cleric, you can kind of melee. And with the new Falcon Tree, I don't know if you saw, but with the Falcon Tree, you could apply wisdom to damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yes, it makes life a lot easier for battle clerics, because, if you go up a couple points in the 12 points in the Falcon Tree, you could apply wisdom to hit and damage instead of strength.
Oh, nice.
So you could be like a total wisdom build cleric and just max out your whiz for your spell DCs and your attack and damage. So not bad. But like I said, because he's doing splashing Pale Master, he's like all over the place. Plus he's got like 50%, arcane spell failure. But what's he going to cast as a wizard? So it's an interesting build, so we'll see how it goes. So we're kind of monkeying around with that. We're getting to, I think we're level 11 now. So we'll see how far we can take these guys. But it's entertaining. I mean, we're really having a fun time, just like light spell, dark spell, light spell. And he just bought himself some evil cosmetic armor. It's just got
nice.
It's all black and it's got skulls all over it. So he looks the part. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun just kind of monkeying around with the mechanic and the idea of it. So that, and we're as far as tabletop stuff goes, we play D&D 5.0 game. 5.0 is just such a great version of D&D. I mean, having gone through all the iterations, 5.0 I feel is the best. And we're playing on Fantasy Grounds, which, Fantasy Grounds really helps, manage
it does
the minutia of 5.0.
Oh, yeah, it does. It takes a lot of because 5.0 it is a little finicky and there's lots of little things that you got to keep track of. So yeah, Fantasy Grounds makes that way easier for sure.
Right. And certainly saves time because, I mean, if you had all the paper pushing of it, it would bog it down. But 5.0 on Fantasy Grounds, you point, you click, you roll. It's nice. And the homebrew campaign we're playing in 5.0, my friend is the DM. He is running this as a sort of low magic Viking era setting.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? But of course, everybody's like, but I want to cast more spells.
Right, but I want to cast Fireball.
Yeah. No, it's not that kind of setting. But I can cast Fireball.
So is it like totally homebrew, or is he like basing up something else, or did he come up with like the whole thing basically?
It's a homebrew storyline.
Okay.
So it's very open ended, and but it's taking place in the Moonshae Isles. So there's basically
nice.
You can play around with those maps, and basically the Moonshae Isles are now like Viking-y, you know what I mean, with sailing ships.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
It's a lot of fun. But of course, the problem is when you have such an open-ended world, everybody kind of like, what do we do now? You know what I mean? We're kind of rudderless at the moment. So, and it's interesting because when we were playing a homebrew, not everything is evil. And we just paid a Formian giant to put us up for the night and give us information.
Nice.
Like normally this is a kill on sight monster, but we actually talked to him and he invited us in. It's an interesting, kinder, gentler D&D.
See, giants are your friend.
Right. Yeah, just pay him some money. We're having dinner with him now. So other than that, yeah, it's all good.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty amazing, though. I hope to hear more about that. And we talked before the show started. You and I and Tay need to get back playing the Three Amigos again because it's been way too long.
So the new content, we should plan on doing that.
Ooh, we should because I haven't done. That's a plan because I haven't done that yet.
Yes, and neither have we. And it'd be nice to go through
sweet
fresh and not know anything. You know what I mean?
Yep. Okay, we are going to make this happen.
Absolutely.
We are going to figure out a night where we're going to make this happen. I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
We do have currently 16 supporters over on our Patreon. If you would like to help support DDO players, just head over to our donation page where you can help support the Players Alliance, which is the network of podcasts that we are on over there on Patreon. Your money is used for a multitude of things. That includes our podcast hosting, our website hosting, to pay for the live show, which we're actually live this week. The past couple of weeks when we recorded, we've been not live, but we do have a live show for DDO Players News, and Lotra Players News is always live as well. And we use Mixler, and that ain't free. We have to pay for that. So there's a lot of cost involved in running the two sites, Lotra Players and DDO Players. So anything you can do on Patreon helps us, and we appreciate that. We do have people that would like to help run the site and help us out without doing Patreon every month. That's fine as well. Just send me an email at drac@ddoplayers.com if you'd like to do that, and we can talk about several different ways to do that. And then I did have, and I apologize, I didn't write your name down. I did get an email. I should have put it down where we usually talk about emails, but I forgot. Somebody did ask if they could help with Gen Con expenses this year. Absolutely, you can if you want to. I'm not saying you have to. You can if you want to. Just email me at drac@ddoplayers.com, and we'll talk about that too if you want to do that. But that is totally not something I'm asking for. But I did have somebody email in and ask that, so I just want to throw that out there. We didn't have any iTunes reviews this week. That does help us. So if you want to leave us a review on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. Leave us a review. Let us know. That would be great. The more of those we get, kind of the more said podcast app kind of pushes us out. And if you search for DDO, we show up more than others that aren't reviewed. It's kind of weird the way the algorithm works, but there you go. We also love to get comments on either our videos or over on the website. You can do that as well. We didn't have any this week, but that's fine. We also technically had no emails. We did have an email, but I, like a dummy, didn't put it in the show notes. So I apologize to whoever wrote in and asked about the Gen Con thing. I'm sorry, I didn't write your name down and I can't find the email right now, but there you go. You can contact us via email at podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can follow us on Twitter, the Players Ally, which is PLAERYSALLY. That is the podcast network that we are a part of. You can follow DDO Players at DDO Players. You can follow me at Dracula_72. And you can follow our guest Rent over on Twitter at Rent2Pone. I still love that. Rent to Pone. That is amazing, sir. Just amazing. The Players Alliance, as I said, does have 2 live shows that we do normally on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. is this show, DDO Players News. This whole month, not so much. My schedule is weird this month. So the show is whenever I can find time to record it and with whomever. Pineleaf usually hosts the show. He's not going to be on it all this month because I couldn't really make any time that worked for him to work. So the next couple shows, if we have some, may or may not be with Pineleaf. It just depends. So, but normally it's Pineleaf and I on the show, and that is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern is our sister show, which is Lotro Players News. You can join us for our live shows over at our website. Just go to ddoplayers.com/live. That'll take you right to our Mixer page where you can listen when we record live. And then if you miss that, no worries. Soon after we record, show goes up on our podcast feed and our YouTube feed. So that is it for tonight. Anything else you want to add, Brent?
Nope, not at all. Getting excited for Gen Con.
Exactly. It's getting close, and I'm not as kind of worried as I was. I'm getting a little more excited about it, to be honest.
You should be. Yeah, I mean, look at Atlanta. They had a baseball game with a stadium full of people.
They did. I saw that, and I was like, wow.
Right?
Okay. All right. So it's crazy. So normal life is returning, folks, which is a good thing. A very good thing. All right. So that's it for the show. I can guarantee you the show will not be next week at 7 p.m. Eastern live, but we might have a podcast. But like I said, this month, I apologize. My schedule is crazy this month, so the podcast is weird. So best bet, just make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or our podcast feed, and you'll get it there. If you follow us on Mixler, you'll know when we go live. So when the show goes live, you'll be able to listen to it live. But best bet, get the podcast, because my schedule sucks this month. So I apologize. Once again, ddoplayers.com/live. You can find out when we go live for that. And that is all. So we're going to wrap the show up. I'm just going to leave you with what I always say. I hope the RNG is a lot kinder to you than it always is to me. Stupid, stupid RNG.